Guys, Jess here with Offbeat Life. I am going to bring you a slightly late September budget preview. I'll preface everything by saying I'm not sure, depending on where you live, if you have ragweed, but it is in bloom here in upstate New York, and my face is like falling off. It hit me yesterday, and I actually, this is probably a TMI, but I sneezed so many times last night that it started to make my nose bleed. It was really, really bad. So I got a hold of some allergy meds today. Hopefully they'll take effect soon. But oh my goodness, hay fever or ragweed season is upon us. That being said, I'm going to let you guys know what September is looking like. For me, I should preface this by saying, for those of you that are new, this is mostly a personal budget. It is half of our household. I am married. My husband, RJ, has his finances. We haven't combined them. I know that's a Dave Ramsey no-no. Work in progress. Nobody's perfect. So, still working on it. Hopefully in the new year, if he has a career change, maybe we can combine things then. So this is my half of the budget. This is my work and the bills that I pay. He works full-time, and he covers utilities, groceries, electricity, cable, phones, insurance, that stuff. So I'll also kind of lead in by saying this budget was a little funky going in. I was expecting more merchandising income. Basically, I'll kind of, I project things out and I base my merchandising income on a rough estimate of what I made last year. And this September is not like last September. So I was expecting originally to bring in about $1,000, and as time went on and I was seeing my schedule line up for September, we had nowhere near as much work as we did last year. At one point we had 2 weeks with no work lined up. Luckily one of those weeks got some work added to it, even if it's just a little bit. So I was able to get some extra work added working out of area. I do tend to do that a lot. If you're familiar, if you've been here for a while, you'll hear me talk about, I'll help out merchandising out of my particular area. I work stores that are within about 10 minutes from my home, but when my district manager and now my regional manager, whenever they need help out of the area, as long as it's within about an hour and a half from home, I'll go and I'll help out other stores as well. So I was able to pick up some extra work a couple days ago, and the month is still young. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up some more maybe for my second paycheck, so we'll see. So that being said, I knew that I was going to come up a little bit short this month, so I set aside some money in August, and it was really kind of a 6 1/2 dozen type situation. Basically, the money that I'm setting aside is going towards things that I probably could have just done ahead of time in August, but I think I just like to see them better in September, so I just kind of did it that way. So, all of that being said, we'll jump in here, and you can see that I set aside $200 of savings from August to cover a couple of things that I basically just wanted to do in September rather than ahead of time in August. It's a mental thing, I don't know. So what I am expecting currently for merchandising is about $540. That doesn't include mileage reimbursement. Again, working out of the area, I'll make more in mileage reimbursement, so I definitely should make more than that, but I'm also hoping to pick up some extra work as well. At the bar, I have my usual like $50 a week, so $200 budget on here. But I did just pick up 2 extra shifts, one actually last night for the other waitress, and one next Saturday for the second bartender. So this should be at least 50% higher, hopefully, but I kind of left that as is as well, just as kind of a safety net. Working in the office, doing kind of bookkeeping on the side, as well as kind of managing the business of the bar as well. I budgeted $200. If you're familiar, in the past, I usually budgeted about $175, which is about 4 hours a week. But now I'm charging an extra hour a week managing social media for the bar from home. And with some downtime with merchandising, I might put in a couple extra hours catching up because there's plenty of stuff that need to be caught up that aren't, pressing until tax season rolls around. So I do need to get some stuff picked up. So again, this is kind of a safety net number. It should be higher. And then this is a quarterly month, so our little digital reflection cable box monitor thing pays out $50 this month. So all said and done, I should be looking at a minimum of $1,190 in income. I budgeted our minimum payment for the mortgage, $713.44, but hopefully if things improve, which I do expect that they should, hopefully I'll be able to make an extra payment on that. I budgeted $150 for gas because I should also mention, I am starting Hasbro again. And again, if you've been following me before, I worked there last fall, October through December for the holiday season as a surge person. They're starting me early this year, which is awesome. They're excited for me to come back. I'm excited to go back. They pay well, and it's just a good job, especially while our son Gav is in school. That's helpful. So I will be starting there halfway through September, so the third week of September. So I definitely needed some extra gas in here, and that's going to continue through the rest of the year. So $150 for gas. The cats will be due for food at some point this month, so I set aside $25 for that. It is back to school season, and fall is going to be coming up soon, plus winter. Ugh. So Gav will likely be needing some new clothes, so I set aside $50 for that. I realized by watching some other people and like their numbers for these sort of things that probably sounds really low. He's 6, and honestly, I am not ashamed of the fact, I'm actually kind of proud of the fact that I buy all his clothes secondhand right now. And my logic behind that is he's 6 years old. He is going to outgrow those clothes within a year. So I am not going to be buying him a whole new wardrobe twice a year, brand new. Like, that's crazy to me. If he's going to outgrow it in a year, we're going to go secondhand. So I get almost all of his clothes from Salvation Army, is what we have around here. I'm not sure how, they should be national. But, and of course my mom, she's a bit of a shopaholic. So, if she ever sees these videos, sorry mom. But she loves to buy him stuff too. So he'll have some new stuff mixed in there. But I set aside $50 for basically the bulk of it. And that'll get him, probably 4 or 5 pairs of pants and probably at least like 5 or 6 shirts. And I try to keep his wardrobe pretty minimal too, because there's only a few things that he really likes and it gets washed every week. So $50 set aside for that. I can't remember if I've mentioned this in the past. RJ has a medical bill for surgery that he had in December. So basically we set it up on a payment plan that I guess technically it goes through as like a loan because you're making payments on it through a specific company, not the doctor's office, but it's 0% interest, and they don't do like any sort of credit checks or anything, thank goodness. So it shouldn't be on a credit report or anything like that, but we are making payments on that. It's a 12-month, loan type situation, but we plan on having it paid off by the end of the year. And again, if you followed me previously, RJ used to make a contribution into my income every month. That money that I used to budget for coming in from him is now going straight to that bill. And in order to supplement those payments to make sure that we get it paid off by the end of the year, for the rest of the year, I'll be making an additional $100 payment to it as well. So that's what this is $100 to his surgery bill. Our dog, ZJ, is due for his rabies vaccination, so I will be going. I think I looked it up on Tractor Supply. I know they do these, and it looked like about the cost of it would be about $22, so that's there. And then my usual $20 miscellaneous, so our expenses, or my expenses, should total up to about $1,080.44, which leaves about $109.56 going into the emergency fund. which would theoretically put the balance at about $1,122.63. And again, it's kind of a misnomer. I really shouldn't call this an emergency fund because, in all actuality, it's a car fund right now because my little focus is closing in on 260,000 miles. And bless her heart, like she's trucking along, but with all the miles I put on that thing, merchandising out of area, and now with Hasbro coming up, each day I can travel up to an hour, at least an hour out, and then working my way back home. I put lots and lots of miles on that thing. So I'm hoping that she'll get me through to the end of the year. I've mentioned in the past, my side hustle, bookkeeping, is for a car dealership. So I've been there for 2 years now. I'll be able to get a used car at dealer auction prices, which is going to be so super helpful. It's going to be so much less expensive. So I'll be keeping an eye on those. So I'm hoping that I shouldn't really need much more than $2,000 to get a decent little replacement car once this one finally dies. So we're going to cross our fingers that she'll keep going till about the end of the year, and then I should be pretty close to financially being ready to replace it. So that's where that is. That's September. I shouldn't say in a nutshell because that wasn't really a nutshell. That was a whole lot of things going on and a whole lot of backstory for you guys. But that's what it's looking like. It's September 2nd, so I hope you guys are prepared for September. This took a lot of tweaking going in, and there's still, things that are going to change. But, we're pretty much ready. Hope you guys are too, and I will be back shortly. Probably I'm going to post it a couple days after this. What was the last month? August. Our August budget report to show you how that went. Sneak preview. It was really, really good. So I will see you guys again shortly. Have a good one.